This is a speaking test for International English Language Testing System conducted on 15th of January 2024 at Innovative Centers, center number UZ050. The candidate name is Timurbek Jalilov and the candidate number is 420778. The examiner name is Kamran Mukisov and the examiner number is 561970. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Well, my full name is Timurbek Jalilov.
And how shall I call you?
You can call me Tim.
Okay, Tim, where are you from?
I'm from Samarkand, Uzbekistan.
And what do you do?
At the moment, I'm working, and I'm working as an English teacher here at Innovative Center.
Do you like your job?
Yeah, I do. Especially one thing that I really like about my job is that I have an imprint on people's life. This is particularly true when you work with your students who take their tests, set goals, and you help them make their dreams come true.
Thank you. What do you think could make your work better?
Well, probably nothing. I mean, if I had probably a pay rise, that would definitely make my job much better. But more than anything else, I am pretty much satisfied with everything that we have here. Opportunity to move up the ladder and stuff like that.
All right, thank you. So let's talk about friends, Tim. Are friends important to you?
Yes, my friends are more than just important to me. Because if you really think about it, these are the people who are always there to lend you a helping hand, and they can always make any situation into a good one. So that's why, even right now I'm taking my speaking tests. Some of the friends and students of mine are waiting for me.
And what usually do you and your friends do together?
Well, probably nothing. We're always trying to relax. It's one of the best ways of recharging the batteries and getting away from our everyday monotonous life where we're...
Is there any childhood friend that you remember?
Yeah, there is one whose name is Kamran Bek, and he has been one of the best friends of mine since my early childhood. He's not my childhood friend, he's my lifelong friend.
Cool. And do you think you have enough time to spend with a friend?
Unfortunately, I don't. And this is something that I'm not really proud of because I work a lot. I work from 9 to 9 and we're snowed under by so many different tasks right now. But still, having said that, I always make sure that at least one time a month we see each other.
Now we're going to talk about concentration, Tim, and I'm going to ask some of the questions related to the topic. In what situations do you need to concentrate?
Well, probably for whatever it is that I'm doing, I need to be giving my 100% of concentration.
Why?
Just because it's important to be focused. I mean, in the times when you're, for example, trying to do IELTS reading or even you're reading a book, if you're not concentrated, then you will probably understand nothing from that, which will result in you reading one thing all over again. So
and in what situations you find it difficult to concentrate?
Well, when there's probably a very noisy environment in the background, when I'm surrounded by a kind of chaotic type of environment. But still, I'm making sure that I know how to give my mind on whatever activity that I'm doing. I'm always trying to find a quiet corner in an environment where I can easily be focused.
And what do you usually do to improve your concentration?
It depends. Generally, I may meditate. It's a perfect way of mine of putting all of my thoughts back in order. And if I need my concentration just right now, during the speaking test, very deep breath in and out really helps sometimes.
And is it easy for you to do some multitasking?
Well, probably it's not. I am not a very good multitasker. I'm always trying to avoid this. Because if I do two things at the same time, like simultaneously, I can't do either of them very well. So as a result, I will mess both of them up. That's why I'm used to doing everything in order. Like I'm done with one thing and then I'm going smoothly to another.
Thank you. Now, Tim, we're going to start part 2. And in this part of the test, I'm going to give you the topic and you're going to talk about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. First, you have 1 minute to make some notes and to get prepared for the topic. So your question is, describe an invention that has changed the world. You have a paper and a pencil here. You can make some notes if you wish and you have 1 minute. All right, you can start now. Don't worry if I interrupt you. After 2 minutes, we start.
All right, so I believe it was a little bit challenging for me to choose a particular invention that has had a significant and a profound impact on our lives because there are so many in terms of medicine, artificial intelligence, mobile phones, computers, everything that these days surrounds us literally has contributed to the betterment of our life. But still, I decided to go with the one that has had the most significant, probably, effect on the way we live our lives, and that is social media. If you really think about it, of course, social media has got its own pluses and minuses, but I believe one of the most prominent pluses of it is that with the help of it, we can easily stay contactable. Regardless of geographical boundaries or distances, we can easily stay in touch with everyone that we connected with, be it your family member or be it your friend who is living in a different part of the world. And I believe it's a definite advantage because we're living right now in a world where all of us are separated. Either your parents or friends are not always with you. Apart from this, obviously, you're provided with an opportunity to stay in touch with all of the current affairs going on around the world. So that is a particular advantage because these days we don't have really time to watch TV. So mobile phone allows us, with the help of social media, to be really updated in all of those political affairs and stuff like that. However, there is a definite disadvantage. Speaking of youngsters, I am personally a little bit afraid that youngsters may take social media really seriously by spending a lot of time sitting in many different social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. That is quite bad because they are affected quite negatively by many different influencers who may not necessarily promote right things. They may say that fast food is good. They may say that having arguments with parents is good.
Thank you.
So,
Good thumbs up. We're now going to start part 3, and in this part of the test, I'm going to ask you 1 or 2 more general questions related to the topic that you have been now talking about social media. So, Tim, do you think that AI will replace human teachers?
That's a very interesting question because right now there are so many discussions around artificial intelligence and stuff like that. I genuinely don't agree with the fact that one day teachers can be supplemented by artificial intelligence. Even if it seems possible, it really seems possible to imagine a classroom led by robots or a particular computer that will give out all instructions, what to do, what not to do. We need to take into consideration the fact that teachers are not necessarily the people who just impart the knowledge. They're not the ones who are just disseminating the knowledge to one group and then to another. They are the ones who inspire, who can provide personal example, the ones who can even guide and lead to success and discover that hidden talent that that the student doesn't necessarily have. This is something, in my opinion, that robots are pretty much incapable of doing so. Speaking of AI, in my opinion, it's pretty difficult to imagine it replacing any human-related jobs where human contact is necessary. So humans, some professions, of course, are generally irreplaceable. I don't see a teacher giving a homework to students. I mean, a teacher is a robot.
So what inventions do you think that will be made in 20 years?
It's quite difficult to say what the future holds. What actually is on the top of my head is probably some advancements in the fields of nanotechnology and AI. Speaking of AI itself, it's already penetrating into every aspect of our life. So maybe in the future there will be smart homes, AI-powered machinery that will be controlled by human voice, for example. This is something that we already have. I mean, 20 years, it's a relatively short period of time. I don't really think that there will be something like, wow, a particular jaw-dropping invention. Of course, no. There will be probably some modifications and renovations of inventions that we already have. Flying machines, we already have cars. Particular new iPhone 18 or 19, we already have iPhone. So nanotechnology, we will be able to come up with materials that will replace finally all of those not environmentally friendly substances that we make out of concrete to make buildings, particular medicine objects, like maybe we'll be able to make our own skin with the 3D printer.
Thank you. And what do you think have been some of the most important inventions in the past 100 years?
Probably all innovations and inventions in the field of medicine. penicillin that was discovered by, as far as I remember, by Alexander Fleming in 1929 or 1930. That antibiotic has enabled people to live their lives. It has prolonged our longevity and like overall lifespan. Syringe as well. It's yet very simple invention, but it allows to inject some substances in order to make people feel better. A lot of inventions, but I would say medicine deserves its special mention.
Mm-hmm. And do you think there will be any negative effects of the inventions resulting from the future technology?
I am personally afraid that it will lead to massive unemployment, mental laziness, physical laziness as well. So we will no longer be engaged in any physical or mental activities. Right now, even we see these consequences in children who are studying at school and doing their IELTS courses where they don't really write essays using their own minds and experiences and all, like everything that they picked up or grasped during the course. They turn to ChatGPT, so they don't have critical thinking. Speaking of unemployment, there are several professions that will ultimately, sooner or later, be replaced by like robotic forces, and it will lead to a lot of disagreements and conflicts among middle class and low class people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Timur. That was the last question for part 3, and this is the end of our speaking test.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you.